Hello, everybody. Thank you for all 55 people that were patiently waiting. I hope that all you folks are having a lovely evening here in Phoenix, Arizona, or wherever you folks are at across this nation. And some of you are overseas. Um, but I'll wait a little bit longer to allow people to start logging on. And then I'll give you guys an update on. We'll talk first about Robert. We'll talk about Slump, and then when probably everybody's logged on in a few minutes, we'll talk about Blake. If the moderators can just keep their eyes open for knuckleheads, Jeff, Kelly, I granted you moderator status, and Sandra, I saw Sandra here. So if my super fan moderators, if you guys just see a comment that's goofy, just please delete it. If it's egregious, just I don't know if you guys have access. Jeff, are you able to block people or just delete the comments? I don't know how that works. Laura Miller, hello. Hello from San Antonio, Alaska. My goodness. Alejandra, hola. Hugo. I can't read all these comments. There's like too many. I'm overwhelmed. 318 people. Holy jeez. Hello from Canada. San Antonio, Yvette Lopez. I can't read all the comments, like too many comments. Anyways, too many comments for me to read. Honestly, it just keeps scrolling up. Um, anyway, Robert, you guys saw Robert. I posted that this morning. So I think he said he's like 65-ish. He was in a car accident. No, a car ran him over when he was like 12 or 14. And it seems like the left side of his body is like paralyzed, right? He walks with a limp and his arm is disabled. Um, he's from Michigan. He's been in Phoenix for, gosh, and he said 2006. But he's trying to go back home to be with his brother and family. That's where he said maybe he'll have more. He will have more support because here he has nobody except for his girlfriend. So we're gonna try to get Robert a ticket, 2 tickets to go to back to Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan, where he'll be better served with his family. Maybe they can help him a little bit better because here he's on Social Security disability, but he's out in the street. He can't afford anything. So it's very unfortunate when folks with disability out in the street, it's a whole different level. Um, to me, he didn't look like he was using blues or G or anything. So it seems like a good guy that's just stuck in a bad situation. So if you guys can rally around and I was pricing tickets from Greyhound. It's like $250. If you guys want to go to greyhound.com, the bus service. I'm also, thank you, Alexia. I think that's what Alexis. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I'm also contacting St. Vincent de Paul here in Phoenix. It's a local charity, and somebody told me that they have travel vouchers to people that want to go home. So I put in a message with them. They're going to call me tomorrow and see if they still have that program. If any of you folks know where there's resources for situations like this, where there's somebody stranded, they're homeless, and they just want a ticket, right? They don't want the money, they want a ticket or a voucher to get them from point A to point B, where point B might be better. And I think for Robert in Robert's instance, being closer to family, that'll help him. Thank you very much, Sarah. I appreciate your support. Vanessa Perez, how about a flight? Yes, if you can hook up a ticket to fly him on over, that'd be great. So you let me know. Patricia Cox, hi from Avondale. Hello. I can't read. Thank you. I think that says Trump's. I can't. Trump's wife or Trump, Trump's wife or ex-wife. I can't read that honestly. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate you, Kelly Collins. Thank you very much. Uh, I think that program is for teens. You know what? I was on their website reading the program, the voucher, and I didn't see anything about an age group. So I still put in a message, and I'll let you guys know what they tell me tomorrow. Okay. So I'm hoping that that program still exists. That's great that it's for there's help for teens, but um, it'd be nice if there's a program for that Robert can qualify for. Okay. So I'll keep you guys updated. If you guys could keep me updated, I would greatly appreciate it. So what's going on. That's what's going on with Robert. So let's try to help him as much as we can. I was able to give him toiletries, give him a ride, give him some shirts that I had, and some food. Right. So Robert's a really good guy, and he just needs a little bit of help. Right, a hand up, not a hand out. Sandy Lopez, I do not have a Venmo. I do have a Cash App, Lost in Phoenix. I do have a Zelle, 602-930-1289. Zelle is probably the best because there's no taxes with that. If you guys send money through YouTube, it gets taxed like 30%. If you send $10, YouTube takes away $3. And so you sent $10 for Robert, but only $7 is going to go to Robert because $3 went to YouTube for whatever reason, right? So Zelle is like not taxed. Cash App is taxed at the end of the year. Like they tax me at the end of the year for taxes. So the only one that I know that isn't taxed right now. Eventually they'll tax it. They'll find a way. Our lovely politicians, they'll find a way to tax us so they can send that money to Ukraine instead of keeping it here and helping the people here. So that was Robert. Slump. What did you guys think about Slump? Doesn't he look amazing? 526 people. Thank you guys for logging in. Slump looks really good. Some of you folks are Lost in Phoenix for Zell. It's 602-930-1289. That's my phone number. 602-930-1289. Slump. Some folks are commenting like, "Oh, he's this." He was very nervous, like very nervous. He had just woken up. He had just woken up when I knocked on the door. He was very nervous. Uh, I didn't smell anything, any drugs, any odors, whether marijuana or he has to. He's on intense probation, so I doubt that he's even drinking alcohol. To be honest with you, he just was nervous before I even started recording. Um, I think that's normal, going in his situation, where he's at. But I think overall, I had really good impression of him when I met him at his house. So some of you guys are commenting, oh, he's rubbing his nose or he's smiling too much or whatever, So it's funny how people find fault in everything, right? He's smiling too much, so that means he reverted back. So just give him opportunity. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Assume positive intent, and just pray for him. Right. Uh, try to be positive. I think some of you guys are just always negative, 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 negative. Right. Um, uh, I think he was saying God bless and he seems like very spiritual. I think that's a good thing if that grounds him and keeps him centered and focusing on something other than something that's going to trigger him. I think that's great. Whether it be Jesus Christ or Allah or God or Yewa or whatever his preference, whatever keeps him grounded and sane, I'm all for it, right? So I was really happy to see him. He's the one that opened the door, and he gained weight. His hair it looks long. He just has a really good attitude. He seems really, has really good attitude, and I appreciated him taking time to talk to me today, and that was a really good update, I think, right? So um, before I started interviewing him, I said, "Hey, like, you tell me what you don't want to talk about." And some of you folks, of course, some of you naysayers, right? Why didn't he talk about Gabby? Why didn't he talk about Mercy? Oh, and so again, think positive, assume positive intent, and just put on your thinking cap for a little bit for 1 second and think like, man, maybe that'll trigger him. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about that because that'll trigger him, his emotions, right? So some of you, just a couple, not everybody, but a couple of you, like, oh my God, he didn't talk about Mercy, he didn't talk about Gabby, and I had to be patient with some of you guys, right? So so yeah. Have you been in the military? Yes, I have. I've been in the military twice, two different branches. So, anyways, um, David, I'm gonna I'm gonna allow David's comment because it makes sense to me. I can see why he doesn't want to talk about Mercy or Gabby. It's triggering. Yeah, it's absolutely right. He set parameters. I asked him about parameters, and he gave me the parameters, and we didn't talk about it. Why? Because I'm respecting his privacy. I'm respecting his emotions. I'm respecting what he wants to talk about. He invited me into his home, right? And he's opening up to us, and not just me, but us, right? Thousands of people all over the world that are going to watch his story, right? We've been watching his story since last year, progressing. Unfortunately, there's been some, tragedies in this long story, but I think he's in a better place right now, and all we can do is pray and support him going forward that he reaches his goals. Right, continue to go to meetings, continue to talk to his little circle of friends in those meetings, continue to share his feelings and avoid being triggered, avoid going out to the street. Let's get you a job and just go on, like he was saying, right? Let's go to the next level, and it's easy for us, but for somebody that's been doing that for a year, been doing the opposite for years, and just all of a sudden went through treatment, they're still uh, sensitive. They're still delicate to triggers. So we have to be mindful of that. So, anyways, do you guys have any questions on Robert or Slump? Yeah, you know what? With Slump, I explained to him before I started recording. I said, thank you for allowing me in your home and allowing me to ask you questions, so recently after you getting home. He just got home yesterday or today, and it's everything's fresh. And I said, people out there are cheering for you, are supporting you. They've been following your story for since last year. And a lot has happened since then, right? You're no longer with Mercy and Gabby's tragedy, and now you're clean. So they're just following your progression. They're just following uh, your life, basically. And these are hundreds and thousands of people that just ask about you on a regular basis, Slump. And he said, really? Like he doesn't, I don't think he understands the magnitude of the support that he has out there in the Lost in Phoenix community and just online, right? So um, I think knowing that, I think that helps him not feel alone. Kudos to him. I tip my hat to him and his courage to talk. And he was really good, giving good advice, right, to youngsters, like just say no, don't do it. You're gonna lose everything. And sometimes I have to remind myself that he's 20 years old, right? I started talking to him when he was 19. I think I think when you go out to the streets, you mature. I think your mind advances in age a little bit. So because all the hardship that they have to experience to survive every day, survive. So I want him to keep maturing and put his efforts and energy in the right things in life, right? Let's go get your GED, let's go get a job, and let's work towards your next goal and progress from there. So and he said yes. um, he said, "Thank you very much." He said, "I respect you." He told me that he respects me for going to Gabby's funeral. So uh, Slump was at the like the vigil, is that what it's called, the wake, right, in the daytime, and then I was working. I went to the actual burial at the end of the day. So and he didn't go, right? So we didn't get to connect that day. So this is the first time I'm seeing him since, gosh, last year, I think. So again, all prayers and best wishes to Slump and his family. I'm going to try to interview Slump's Gabby's mom on Friday, Angela. So hopefully you guys can tune into that. I want to get her perspective as far as how she's doing. Do you have any? I'm gonna ask her again. Do you, before we start interviewing, talking, Angela, do you have any parameters that you don't want to discuss? Any topics that you don't want to discuss at all? I don't want to upset you. I want to respect your wishes. And is it okay to talk about this? Talk about that? And we'll go from there. Okay. I think you guys have lots of questions about that family and how they're doing and how they're coping with everything that's happened in the past year and a half. So uh, keep sending me questions to ask because I'm gonna try to talk to her on Friday. Uh, did you grow up in the Phoenix area? I did. I went to Alhambra. Hello from California. Um, so Blake, I went looking for him yesterday. It's the weirdest thing, guys. It's I went looking for him at night, right? The sun's down because during the day it's hot, right? It's 113, 14, whatever it was yesterday. So it's late. It's like 8 o'clock at night, and I live on one side of town, and Blake is usually on the other side of town. So I drove down there, and I'm looking for him, right? And I don't see Blake. I get out of my car to go throw the trash, to have some trash. I went to get out of the car to throw trash. I'm looking for, I walk in front of a store and there's no garbage can. I turn around and guess who's walking? Blake's boyfriend. Isn't that crazy? It's insane, right? The coincidence, right? So he was put on my path again so I can ask him questions, right? So I went, chased him down. I'm like, dude, hey. And he said, "Hey, what's up?" And I go, "How are you?" "Good." I go, "Where's Blake?" And he said, "Blake is in the hospital." So Blake right now is in the hospital. His aunt filed a petition with the state to have him institutionalized kind of by force, right? I don't know exactly in the state of Arizona what they call it. They call it a petition, right? So, so Blake was at the hotel. Blake invited the boyfriend over. The boyfriend must have called the aunt and said, "Hey, aunt, Blake is here. Call the police and have them take him." So that's how it went down. Um, uh, and he's been in the hospital since he left that day, right? Remember when I put he's gone, right? He's gone from the room. Some of you sensitive folks, oh my God, some of you guys were upset because you assumed that he was no longer on this earth because the title said Blake is gone from the room. You assumed that he was gone from this earth, so that's on you. So some of you guys got really upset about that, so I had to block you guys. So don't take it so seriously. Some of you guys get very emotional, and I don't get it. Like, calm down, breathe, and everything will be fine. When you guys get crazy on me, I have to block you guys. Okay, so don't get nutty on me. Life is already hard. Don't make it harder on yourselves. Um, what else? What was I saying? So Blake is in the hospital. He's getting treatment. Ultimately, that's what we all wanted, right? I know that's what I was working on that. It's funny because that day that I interviewed Blake and his boyfriend, after the interview, I said, Blake, well, if we have to keep getting you a room, that's fine. But you know what? Ultimately, we need to take you to the hospital, Blake, right? Because the Lost in Phoenix community is going to want you to get medical care. Are you okay with that? And he said, yes. So it just so happened that the aunt and the boyfriend decided to do it that day, or it was the next day actually after the interview with the boyfriend. So I'm okay with it. The only thing I didn't like was that they didn't notify me. Like, the boyfriend should have notified me. He didn't. No big deal. I even asked him about it yesterday when I talked to him. I'm like, dude, why didn't you notify me? He ignored my question. So I let him slide because ultimately I'm happy that Blake is getting care. I'm happy that he's with us still. He's gonna get care. He's gonna get his throat checked. Whatever infection or issue he has going on, the doctors will give him the best care possible. Uh, um, when you get petitioned in the state of Arizona, basically you're on a floor at a hospital, and the entire floor is protective custody, so nobody can see him. Nobody. So nobody can visit him. Nobody can talk to him because he's kind of like in jail. It's kind of like when somebody commits a crime and they have to go to the hospital. There's like a police officer right there to watch them and guard them. That's kind of where Blake is at. So I think it's good news that he's getting medical care. That's what we all wanted for him. He's still with us. If I receive any notification about his change of status, whether it's good or bad, if I'm notified by the boyfriend, the aunt, or whoever, I'll let you guys know. But ultimately, the me, you guys, the Lost in Phoenix community, the boyfriend, the aunt, the grandma in California, we all wanted him to get medical care, and that's what he's doing. So I think we contributed to that. Okay, you guys helped get a room. He was in the room. He called his boyfriend. Hey, boyfriend, come to the room. The boyfriend says, "Oh, now I know where you're at. I know where you're gonna be sleeping tonight." He calls the aunt with the petition from the state of Arizona that's been granted by the state of Arizona to have him arrested. Um, Calls the police and says, "Hey, I have a petition. Go pick this person up. He needs to go to the hospital." That's exactly what happened. So we helped to get him help. I think we did our job. What do you guys think? So thank you guys to all you folks that contributed. I did my part. You did your part, and he's getting medical care right now because the Lost in Phoenix community is so powerful, right? When we come together and want to do good things, I think we help show that there's hope for people, right? Whether that be Blake, Slump, Robert, right? Again, we sprinkled some hope on Slump today. He was surprised that so many people care about him, right? Total strangers care about him. Blake was surprised, like he was, really? You guys are gonna give me another room? Really? I don't want to abuse anything. Remember he said that like on the second night. Um, do you guys remember the first night we got him a room and he didn't want a room for the second night? Do you guys remember that? He didn't want a second room because he said that he didn't want to like take advantage. Do you guys remember that? On the second day that he didn't take a room, that's the day that he was assaulted out in the street. Some of you guys have commented about a video and he was assaulted, and that's why it was important for us to get him into a room, the safety of a room, because nobody's going to assault him there. So there was a video of him being assaulted on the second day. I know because the clothes that he was wearing. I don't watch those videos. I don't watch those other channels because those other channels have different intentions, right? Their intentions aren't like our intentions, right? You can plainly see that the Lost in Phoenix community is all about helping people, whether that's Blake or Robert or Slump or whoever will help people, right? Other channels, if Blake is being assaulted and you're just recording, you're not going to get out of your car and go stop that, but every time that you guys watch that, you guys are supporting that behavior, you guys are supporting that content, you guys are supporting those channels. So you guys do ultimately what you do. But when you guys come to this channel, I'd rather you guys don't send links and talk about channels, because I'm going to block that stuff all the time. Because again, what happens is I get lumped in with those channels, right? Those channels that make fun of people and call people names, and we're not about that. We don't just talk. We put it in action, right? Whether it's from the kindness of our heart, it's the right thing to do, or we have a bigger calling, right? Whatever it is, we all come together and we help people. Blake is being helped right now because of the Lost in Phoenix community. We're trying to rally around Robert because we care, and Robert matters, right? We're trying to get him home. Slump, I drove to his house, and interviewed him, talked to him, and got some good feedback, um, got some good feedback from him. Derek Coleman, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Let me delete that comment. Anything to do with Malachi? Have I ever interviewed anybody named Malachi? I can't remember. Sometimes I forget. Like I've interviewed hundreds upon hundreds of people. I can't keep uh, everybody straight. I have not seen Caitlin. Caitlin, um, she mentioned that she was slamming. Do you guys remember that? That's the last time I interviewed her. So hopefully she's doing better, and we'll go from there. If I do see her, I'll let you guys know. Viviana, remember I interviewed Viviana, was it last week? And I gave her my number. I said, call me if you mom doesn't accept you, right? The shelter for women. She said no. She said she hasn't called me. So if she does call me, I'll let you guys know, but she hasn't. Slump is living with his mom. Yes. Is Blake's boyfriend on the streets? No, he's not. Jade Guerra. That's the whole reason Blake is on the streets right now, because of the boyfriend. I don't know. I wasn't there. Blake isn't on the streets right now. Blake is in a hospital right now. Run for mayor. That's funny. Have you thought about interviewing the homeless community in downtown Phoenix? I have. It's called a 5150 when you get involuntary committed. I like petition better. It's like it's easier. Petition. Have you ever come across someone that got violent with you, giving names? Can you tell me what happened? No, nobody's gotten violent. Some people that have not violent. Uh, I think they think twice and refrain. They hold back. They're smart. Alicia May, thank you. What about the pregnant girl? Has she had her baby? I've interviewed like lots of pregnant girls. You're talking about Viviana from last week. I haven't heard from her. No name. Have any news or media ever reached out to you for an interview? Yes, last year, Channel 15, Max, the reporter Max from Channel 15 interviewed me. So if you guys take the time to see some of my videos, all your questions will be answered. So that's another thing. A lot of you guys want to help and support, and what can I do? And because a lot of these questions are I've answered them like 100 times. Take the time from your busy day and watch some of the videos. The video where I was interviewed by Channel 15, the interviews with family, the interviews with the Kerry Lake. She's running for governor. I talked about this pandemic, um, all this stuff, right? So there's a lot of material there, right? I've discussed what got me into this. I've discussed it at nauseum, tons of times. So please take the time to watch the videos, all of them. That's very supportive. Subscribe, share with your friends and family. Some of your questions I don't answer because I've answered them 100 times. So please take the time to watch some of the videos, and you'll. Would you interview a cop? Cops will never talk to me. They'll never. They're always going to refer me to the PIO, the public information officer. They'll never go on camera to talk ever. Not in Phoenix, maybe other. Trademark TM. Some of you guys are very supportive. Yes, trademark TM. Jeff has been around. He knows my full story. He's seen all my videos, comments on all the videos. So it's some of you guys that been. You guys just probably recently um, became subscribers or whatever. So um, Alicia May, I'm 6 months off blues. Congratulations on your sobriety. Keep going, Alicia. Yeah, so Kerry Lake, last year, so this year in November, the state of Arizona is voting for the next governor. Last year, I sent emails to all the people running at that time, right? Independents, Democrats, and Republicans. I said, "Hey, my name's Art. This is what I'm doing. I'd like to talk to you about the fentanyl crisis that I'm sure you're aware of. And if you're elected, I would like to know, my Lost in Phoenix community would like to know how you're going to combat this, right?" Kerry Lake was the only person that reached out to me. Of all the people running, she's the only one that reached out to me, that had the courage to share her plan. Right, she's very knowledgeable. She speaks really well. We all know her. If you're from Phoenix, she was on Channel 10, newscast journalist for, she was in our living rooms for 20 years. Right, so I give her a lot of credit. Um, so um, so Carrie is really really cool. Daniel Espinoza, everyone is asking about the people Art has interviewed, but the question is, Art okay? I'm good. I'm highly blessed and extremely favored. I just came back from the gym. I was in the gym for 2 hours. Ruby Acevedo, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Um, I just got back from the gym for 2 hours. I was running my butt off. I was lifting. I'm drinking water. I'm drinking a shake, right? Some of you guys are drinking beer. Some of you guys are smoking. Some of you guys are doing drugs. You guys are staying up late. You guys are partying. You guys are living that life. I don't live that life, right? I'm happy and blessed. I'm extremely blessed, right? I've been working at my company for 14 years. I'm in management. Life is good. My family is healthy. Seafood lover, thank you very much. I appreciate your donation. Thank you. I love seafood as well. I can do oysters. I love raw oysters, lemon, salt, and hot sauce. And I've been in the military. I love this nation. America first, I believe. Um, and we're all of us together, me and you guys, are creating a community of support, of grace and understanding, compassion for those that are less fortunate, right? People that aren't as blessed as me and you guys. Uh, I'm trying to give and be supportive, and at the same time, inspire others to live a better way, right? First off, with my family, right? My children, my nieces and nephews, my brothers, my mom. You have to rally around each other and be supportive to each other and give each other grace and compassion and understanding. And so that's what I try to, the more you see that with me, maybe some of those values and some of those life lessons, lifestyles will rub off on you folks, right? And I've already received feedback from some of you guys that watching this channel really motivates you and inspires you to change your life, do better, be compassionate, show grace, and just be better overall. So, will you ever come down to Tucson to do interviews? I've been there twice, Jaws. So please take the time, Jaws, to watch my videos, and you'll see that I've been to Tucson twice. I've been to Albuquerque once, and yeah. So see my point. Like you guys ask the same questions over and over. Just take the time, please, and go through the hundreds of videos, and you'll see Tucson, Albuquerque, Phoenix, Glendale. Where else? Mesa. Where else have I been? I've been all over the valley. So, um, uh, dropped off people that in treatment centers, dropped off people at shelters. So, Connie Burciaga, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Anyways, any other questions? RM is watching from Vancouver, Canada. Vancouver. I don't know if you guys are called Canucks. I can't remember. Have you ever or will you ever go to California? So, as I mentioned last live, I want to go to downtown LA, Skid Row. I want to stay at the Cecil Hotel in the room that the Night Stalker Richard Ramirez stayed at. I'm going to do a live session from that room, just me with the lights off and a candle and Richard's spirit, right? So I'm just kidding. But yeah, I plan on going over there. Perry Ochoa, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Perry. You're always very supportive. I appreciate you for being a super fan. All you super fans I'm very grateful for you guys. That's another great way to support. And just through monetary is not the only way to be supportive. Okay, some of you guys, right? Gas is high, food is high, everything's crazy right now with our with this current administration. Nose diving into a recession, but um, you guys, it doesn't always have to be monetary. You guys can subscribe, you guys can share, you guys can like, comment, talk to your family and friends about what's going on. Help us bring awareness, right? Prevention through awareness. The more I interview people like Blake and Robert and Slump, if Slump could give a message to the young people, you know, Slump is 20. He started doing this in his teens, so if he can talk directly to the teens and say, "Hey, teens, don't do it. It's not worth it," then we're doing our part. So it doesn't have to be monetary, guys. Monetary money is tight right now, so and I understand that. So, but you super fans, I really appreciate you. I think I can't remember how many super fans I have already. I can't remember. I think like 15, 10, 15. I can't remember, but I appreciate every single one of you guys. Being a super fan is a great way to help. So thank you. This dude, Michael Goofy, this dude used to be a CO at a federal facility, FCI Stafford. I don't know what that means. Daniel Espinoza, how do you become? I think, let me see. Jeff, can you do me a big favor? How did you become a super fan? Kelly Collins, Sandra Clark, can you guys tell me how exactly what button did you guys become a super fan at? If you guys can help Daniel Espinoza. I apologize, Daniel. Um, I don't know exactly where that button is at. It should be on my page though, like in the front page, somewhere at the bottom. Uh, there's also a button that says thanks. That's like a new button for people to like donate. The bad thing about that button when people want to send like $5 or $10 is that YouTube takes 30%. If you send $10 to go to Blake for a meal or whatever, YouTube takes away 30%. So instead of Blake receiving your $10 for a meal here, Blake will receive $7 because YouTube, for whatever reason, that's like the fee that they charge. So watching the watchers, it's on the front page under the join button. Thank you. Appreciate the information. Um, Perry, do you have Perry? Are you? Did I make you a moderator? You are. Yeah, Perry is a moderator. I have Cash App Lost in Phoenix. I don't have. Do I have Venmo? I think I might have Venmo, but I just never use it. I don't have PayPal, but all those they charge like they tax. Zelle doesn't tax. So if you guys have Zelle, you guys can Zelle 602-930-1289. If some of you guys have stories that you guys would like to share because you are in recovery, you are I can't remember the lady's name earlier. Was it Alicia that you're like 6 months clean from blues? Again, congratulations. If you ever want to share your story, please let me know. And if you're in Phoenix, we can talk in person. Or if you're in another state far away, we can do a Zoom, right? And share your story, inspire and motivate others. Let them know that recovery is possible, and maybe that'll help you knowing that your recovery is helping others, right? So together we're stronger together. And also, if anybody, family, um, uh, you've never you personally have never battled addiction, but addiction runs in your family because your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad. And I'd like to get your perspective. If you're law enforcement, I'd like to get your perspective. If you're a nurse, I'd like to get your perspective. If you're a doctor, I'd like to get your. I'm going to ask Dr. Nevades, the doctor that wanted to help Blake. He's in Mexico. You guys remember? But he wanted to volunteer. The doctor wanted to volunteer their time to just check on Blake, and Blake agreed. But unfortunately, the doctor is currently in Mexico, maybe on vacation. I'm not sure, but like when the doctor arrives back in the valley, I'll ask to meet with the doctor and get their perspective from a medical standpoint. What are they seeing? Uh, but I think as a community, if we start to look at different perspectives and try to learn from each other and grow, I think that'd be very beneficial for all of us. What do you guys think? Good idea or nah? Janan, thank you. Perry, thank you. Jacqueline G, I think he's pronounced it Goulion. Thank you. Dr. Nevades, um, Dr. Nevades, if you can text me 602-930-1289. If you folks want to share your story, you can text me 602-930-1289. If you're local, if you're out of state, let's connect. When next time I go to Albuquerque, I'll let you guys know because some of you guys are from Albuquerque. I'll let you guys know before so that we can try to connect over there. If I go to Los Angeles, Skid Row, I'll try to notify you, Los Angeles or California people, so we can connect over there. Next time I go to Tucson, I'll try to notify you, Tucson folks, so we can connect when I'm in Tucson and again bring awareness as a team. Eternity, it runs in my family, and I lost my brother from it in April 2021 in Colorado. My condolences, Eternity, for your brother, and that's a tragedy when that's very it's like avoidable. You know, it just seems like it's avoidable. Those when people pass because of this, you know, it's super sad. So my condolences to you and your family. Sherry Pacino, I believe he goes looking for them. Yes, every month I drive thousands of miles running around Phoenix. Right? Nobody ever asked me that. Um, you know, how many miles do you drive a week? How many miles do you drive a month? Never. People never ask me that. How many hours do you invest in this? Nobody ever asked me that. You guys ask me some, not all, some people, just a few people, and might be a few of you folks here. Gina Grable, Art, have you spoken about the app Moco Space? The app is what's causing all the trouble too for blues, etc. Um, I've heard of it. I've never used it. Sounds like a silly name. I've never been there. I probably wouldn't go there because I just probably wouldn't go. So, but yeah, why does the government allow that? You know, if it's contributing to the problem, why wouldn't it be censored or regulated? I'm not sure. Anayeli Vianney. I think in the Hispanic community, or at least in my family, they're more ashamed to talk about addiction, and it's not something that's openly talked about. Como que les da vergüenza. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Hispanic communities are very conservative, extremely conservative, very religious, very uh, they're ashamed to talk about sexuality and topics, taboo topics such as drugs, addiction, stuff like that, right? Very conservative community. Why that community votes the way they do is beyond me, but very conservative community, that's for sure, because I'm part of that community. So you're absolutely right about that, and I think that contributes to the problem. When you don't talk about it and you just ignore it and just try to sweep it under the rug, that it's gonna make the problem worse. So that fear of addressing it, or people thinking that it's not gonna be my family, it's gonna be somebody else's family. It's gonna be them. That's the wrong attitude to have, I think. Alicia May, my family shamed me for my addiction. Uh, you overcame your addiction and you overcame your family's shame. So congratulations to you on two fronts. And you're very strong and courageous, and I admire you wholeheartedly. Watching the watchers, I sent $10 cash app just now. Thank you very much for all you donors, people that are donating. I appreciate you. We're going to try to help Robert. I think the boyfriend of Blake said that he probably won't see Blake. I think he said like maybe 2 months, because he's going to be in there for a while, hospital, and then a mental, uh, a treatment center. So uh, he's going to be in there for a while. So once he gets out, we'll see. Hey Blake, what are you trying to do? You trying to stay in Phoenix? You need are you trying to transition your life and get your GED? I don't know if you graduated, but do you need to get a job? What are you trying to do with your life, right? So hopefully there's a good update later. It's gonna be a while before we see him again. Gina Grotto, your channel is so informative. I live in Skid Row and see these things firsthand. So Gina, thank you very much. Stay safe in Skid Row, whether that's Phoenix's Skid Row, version of Skid Row, or Los Angeles Skid Row. It's super dangerous, right? When I go to the Phoenix area, Skid Row, it's horrific. Like I can't believe that people live in those conditions. It's scary. It's scary just to drive through there and like see with my own eyes. I can't imagine living there every single day. Being in a tent when it's at 115 degrees, I I don't know. So please stay safe. I hope that your fortunes change, and you find comfort and solace, and an opportunity to be successful going forward, Gina. Daniel Espinoza, art, you are my inspiration. Thank you. So if I could be a mentor, a role model for whether it's Daniel or you or you or you, I think that's what we're called to do, right? I have life experience. I've done this. I've done that. And man, I don't have all the answers. I'm not an angel. I'm not perfect. I have my imperfections. I have my skeletons in my closet. But you know what? Every day I work at trying to be a better person today than I was yesterday, right? I try to improve. I try to get better. I try to be more empathetic, compassionate, understanding, give grace, and try to improve. Just try to improve as a human, right? For my fellow humans that are not as blessed as I am. So, Maureen O'Leary, can we send get well cards for Blake? The problem, the problem is that, so I went to the hospital, okay, because I know where he's at. Here's the problem: when I go to the front desk and I said, "Hey, do you have a Blake here?" I give them the last name, and they say, "No, we don't." So basically, they're lying to me because he's in protective custody. So we can write him 1,000 letters, but they won't, because they deny that he's there, even though I know that he's there. He wouldn't get the letters. So it's a great idea. I think it's unfortunate that they won't let us communicate with him in any fashion or way, manner, whether that's phone call, email, a letter. They'll tell anybody that he's not there, but I know that he's there, and that's because he's in protective custody. Where is that kid whose father you went to school with? Arthur, I haven't seen him, but hopefully he's doing better. I haven't seen him at all. I passed by the area where he always used to be at. Not even his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend Lainey, the mother of his child. I pray for both of them. They're like really young, um, and it's unfortunate that that Arthur is going down that same path that his father went down. Right, his father passed away for this for living that lifestyle, and now it's Arthur, the son, and then Arthur has a son. It's like a cycle, generational curse, and people have to break it. Another thing is people come on this channel to see if they see family. I get told this all the time. I get texted and messaged. They say I don't live in Arizona, but my daughter does or my father does. I look at your channel every day to see if you have interviewed my father, my sister, my brother. That's like sad to me, you know. Um, Detectives will call me from the Phoenix Police Department and they'll say, "Hey, do you mind if I send you pictures of people? And if you see them, can you let me know?" So when people uh, criticize me, criticize this channel, because I've heard like exploitation a lot, that word exploitation. I feel like they're full of BS because they don't really know. They haven't taken the time to really see what type of help we've been giving people, right? So, and that's unfortunate, but they're entitled to their opinion. I just simply block them because I don't have time to expend that type of energy on knuckleheads. So, but uh, detectives will call me from the uh, missing persons unit and say, "Hey, would you like to team up? Can you help us?" And they're understaffed, and I'm gonna say, "Of course. You're always welcome to check out my channel, and if I can help you in any way, help people find people, be reunited with their family, because man, I think like it seems like 40 or 50% of the people that I'm interviewing, they're going through mental health issues. That's what it seemed like. I just don't know if it was the drugs that caused the mental health or the mental health caused the drugs. I can't tell which two it was. I got news that do you guys remember? Gosh, I think she said her name was Diane. Do you guys remember Diane? I just got news yesterday that she passed this past Saturday. She passed away. So uh, I hope it's not true. I'm still trying to verify that. Um, that was a girl with the baseball cards. Do you guys remember? It was at a gas station, baseball cards. She was wearing a white shirt. I think her name was Diana. And this was like last month or within the past 2 months. I just got news of that. So I'm trying to confirm with family that that's hopefully it's not true. But it's just tragic, it sucks. Um, did you talk to Blake's aunt? I talked to her. She called me, and she called me very late at night and talked to me and talked to me and talked to me and talked to me. And she's a very aggressive person, and I had to block her because she was a little too aggressive, and I don't have time for that, So, but I'm glad that she was able to help her her nephew Blake. I don't have time to be fielding text messages, volatile text messages from people. I just block. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm fight with you. I'm just going to block you. So that's the problem about putting my information out there. You'll get goofballs and knuckleheads that are just act silly, like some of you guys on the comments. You guys will post silly things and just get blocked. But that's humanity. We're all full of fault, and just try to be better. Lulu, thank you for the updates. I just watched Slump video for he looks so good. Why glowing? We are rooting for him. Absolutely. Gina Graybull, I really appreciate the work you do and the energy you put in. My dad was a street person due to alcohol, drugs. Every homeless man I see my dad, unfortunately. Um, he died in the streets. My condolences for your loss, Gina. And we're trying to prevent other fathers and sons and daughters from going out into the streets, right? Prevention through awareness. Have you seen Angel again? 23 years old. Gosh, is that the Angel that's Viviana's boyfriend? Because he's locked up. Hand up, not a hand out. Absolutely. Have you seen Malachi lately? Which one's Malachi? I'm gonna have to look now. Can you describe Malachi? Um, I get sometimes I get lost on on the names, guys, and I apologize for that. It's just you guys have to understand that just so many people I talk to, Malachi. I think Malachi, he's the yeah, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him. I know who you're talking about. I have not seen him. So hopefully he's doing better. Sometimes when I don't see them, I'm hoping that they went to get help, right? They're with family or they're in treatment or they're living a better life than, being there's some people that I see every day. There's some people I see every day, every day, every day. And some I'll never see, right? So it's kind of odd the way that works. Oh, Angel's a female. Shoot, Angel. I probably haven't seen her. If there's no updated video, there's no. Again, I'm sorry that I can't, off the top of my mind, just recall all these names. Why is Blake in protective custody? Because he was petitioned. He was petitioned by his aunt in the state of Arizona. She filed a petition with the state to have him forcibly institutionalized. So that's why. Have you seen Peter? I have not seen him. Hopefully, he's doing better. I talked to Peter's sister today. I'll be posting that interview with his sister soon. I don't know when, but soon this week probably. How do you choose who you interview? I just approach people. I just go up to them, say, "Hey, can I talk to you? Have you ever?" First off, I ask, "Have you ever heard of Lost in Phoenix?" 50% say yes. 50% say no. I approach everybody. Stacy Bennett, you interviewed my son Logan and his girlfriend Lindsay. They're not 100%, but are doing a lot better. Stacy Bennett, I remember your name because you were always commenting. That is really good news, Stacy. I hope that I don't see them on the street anymore, at least in where I saw them initially. Um, I'm really glad that they're doing better. Uh, um, I can't wait for their comeback story, right? I can't wait for their recovery story. And just keep praying, Stacy, that they overcome their obstacles. They're really good people, really sweet and nice, both of them, really just gentle souls. So it was a pleasure meeting them. I saw them like twice. And Stacy, prayers for you and your family that are going through, um, just worry thinking about where's Logan at, or getting a call from the police, right? So that must be terrible as a parent. So Stacy, thank you very much for the update, and please notify me if anything changes. Anyways, I've been talking for an hour. It went super fast. To me, it seems like 15 minutes, but I'm out of here. Okay, so thank you guys very much. Thank you guys for having really great, rich conversation. hopefully these updates on Robert, Slump, and Blake will be very beneficial to them and to you folks. Hopefully, you guys learned something and continue to be supportive. I really appreciate it. The Lost in Phoenix community appreciates it, but even more important, Robert, Blake, Slump, they appreciate your kindness, your compassion, your empathy, and the grace that you extend to them. Okay. So let's continue to improve. Let's continue to get better. Let's try to save our communities, because if you guys are waiting for a president or a politician or somebody in a cape to come and save your community and your children, it's not going to happen. It's going to have to be me, you together, coming together to help. So thank you guys very much. Have a good night. I'm gonna go eat. I'm starving. You guys, thank you for joining me. Have a good one. Bye.